I had Rachel served with the divorce papers, cold, clean, and final. I'd made all the necessary arrangements ahead of time, looped in the people who needed to know, and pulled the trigger on a marriage that was already on life support. And let me tell you, when the news broke, everyone absolutely lost it. I walked out on Rachel that day. The papers were thorough, a summons, petition, standing orders, all of it. My private investigator, who also happens to be licensed to serve legal documents, wore a body cam for documentation. Later that same afternoon, he stopped by my hotel room, and I watched the footage play out like a scene from a movie I never wanted to star in. There she was, Rachel, sitting at her salon station, laughing it up with the other stylists. Then the PI approached. Calm. Professional. He held out a manila envelope and informed her she had just been served. She froze. Total deer in the headlights. Didn't say a word. Just sat there like someone had unplugged her brain. He told her the documents inside were in regard to a divorce case filed against her and recommended she review them and get in touch with a lawyer. Rachel, still refusing to touch them, just stared as he gently placed the envelope on the floor at her feet. It landed with a loud slap that echoed in my chest. Then, with all the indifference in the world, he said, "You've been served. Have a nice day." And walked off. Morgan Freeman voice, Rachel was not about to have a nice day. You could hear her start hyperventilating behind him as he exited, confused, panicked, whispering to no one, "What? What is this? Really, Rachel? After everything? You're actually surprised?" Right before she was served, I made a call I didn't want to make, to Rachel's dad. My own mom passed not too long ago, and somewhere along the way, I'd started treating my mother-in-law like a stand-in. In hindsight, probably not the best idea. But I couldn't bear to talk to her directly, not then. So I kept it simple with her husband. I told him the truth, Rachel cheated. The marriage is over. I'm sending an email with proof, but I wanted him to hear it from me first. I also told him she'd be served today, and that she was going to need their support, so he and his wife should get over to our place right away. He was quiet. Then said something about hoping we could work it out, that it would be a shame to see the family break apart. And then, from the background, I heard her mom's voice. She must have been standing nearby. She took the phone, put it on speaker, and asked me directly if what she just heard was true. I told her it was. I explained about the affair. About the email with the evidence they'd soon receive. And then she started crying. She apologized to me. Out of everyone in our circle, she was the first person who did. That cracked something in me. I hadn't let myself feel anything in weeks, but right then, hearing her voice, so familiar, so maternal, it was like I was back in my mom's kitchen again, being held after scraping my knees. I choked up. Could barely get the words out. "I have to go," I mumbled, and hung up on her as she cried, "No, wait. God, that hurt." By then, I had already packed up. My work laptops. 2 suitcases filled with most of my clothes. On the advice of my lawyer, I took down the cameras from the bathrooms and bedrooms before I left the house, but the ones in the common areas could stay, since the home technically belongs to my dad. I packed the private ones with me. Meanwhile, my attorney had already filed a subpoena to the credit card company. That went out Monday, the same day I lit the fuse on the marriage. I wrote an email to Rachel's dad, her sister, and a few mutual friends, people who knew both of us, including Lindsay's husband. I kept it direct, no fluff, but honest. Here's how it went. I never thought I'd be writing something like this. But here we are. After everything that's happened, I see no other way forward. I wanted you to hear it from me, clearly, without any hearsay or confusion. Rachel has been having an affair with a man named Derek, last name. I have proof, emails, receipts, and a private investigation confirming it. That bracelet she got for Christmas, the one supposedly from a client. We all know that wasn't true. No client sends gifts anonymously to a stylist's parents' house. She's been seeing Derek in secret for months. I know this is hard to hear. It's even harder to write. But I didn't want you finding out through whispers or Facebook. Attached are a few things: a photo of them kissing in a hotel parking lot, a picture of the explicit Valentine's card he gave her, and a recording of Rachel clearly saying I never abused or cheated on her, just to kill that narrative before it even starts. I'm not asking anyone to pick sides. I just want the truth out there. Father-in-law's name, mother-in-law's name, sister-in-law's name, her husband, thank you for being like family to me. I'll miss you all. I sent a similar message to Derek's wife, poor woman, and included my attorney's contact info in case she wanted to see the evidence in person. She'd have to do it at the lawyer's office, of course, but I had a feeling my attorney would offer her a retainer right then and there. That's just how she works. After sending the emails, I shot off a group text to Rachel's family telling them to check their inboxes. Except Derek's wife, I didn't have her number. And then, just like that, I blocked all of Rachel's relatives. I couldn't deal with any more of their heartbreak, their excuses, or their noise. For evidence, I attached that photo of Derek and Rachel kissing, the explicit card, and the audio clip where Rachel admits I never laid a hand on her or stepped out on our marriage. I wanted to shut down the gaslighting before it even started. Finally, I sent Lindsay's husband a personal message. It said, "Hey man, I hate to do this. Really. But you deserve the truth. Rachel didn't cheat alone. She had help. Someone was covering for her, encouraging her. And unfortunately, that person was Lindsay. I don't know if you already had suspicions, but Lindsay knew the whole time. She didn't just know, she backed it. She helped Rachel hide it. Justified it. Covered for her when she started feeling guilty. I have proof. I'm not asking you to just believe me, but ask Lindsay some direct questions. Watch how she reacts. You'll see what I'm talking about." And that was day one. The beginning of the end. Or maybe, the end of the beginning. I ended the message to Lindsay's husband with one final line. "I'm sorry, man. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. But I couldn't let you stay in the dark. Believe me or don't. Either way, my conscience is clear." I left my wedding ring on the counter. Next to it, a photo of Rachel and Derek kissing outside a hotel. My lawyer's card. And a note. It read, "I hope your affair with Derek was worth it. We are getting a divorce. Contact my lawyer for arrangements. Otherwise, get your own and let's be done. If you have any remorse left, make this as easy and generous as possible. I loved you. And I could have forgiven almost anything. But not this. Not betrayal. I would have loved you forever." I walked out without looking back. Rachel called. I ignored it. Put my phone on silent. Drove to the bank. Took out half from all accounts. Checked, emergency, vacation. I'd already frozen my credit. At the hotel, I canceled our cards. Had our joint investments locked. They're in my name. Adultery subreddit pro tip. If you cheat, hope your partner isn't organized. Then the text started. WTF is this? I'm divorcing you. Answer your phone. We need to talk now. No thanks. I'm done with gaslighting. She must have gotten home. I don't know what you think you know, but I can EXP everything. Sure. Let me guess. It's not what it looks like. Divorce? We love each other. Oops. Your naked body must have slipped onto his. Again and again. Don't do this. Don't leave like this. Ah, there it is. An admission. Straight to the lawyer. I never stopped loving you. I never loved him. Another gift. Thanks, Rachel. Then came the deflection. You are overreacting. I was trying to fix things but you wouldn't let me. Build a time machine. Start there. Are you really ghosting your own wife? Magic 8 Ball says yes. Then came her parents. Yelling. Accusing. How could you drag us into this? I didn't. I just wanted the truth to be seen. More calls. More texts. I never loved him. Still doesn't matter. We can fix this. Right. You want me to fix your mess? I had to buy boxers from Walmart. You were busy letting Derek spoil you. You never loved me if you can do this to me. And with that. Blocked. So this is how it ends. No drama. No rescue. Just silence. Just pain. It's just another divorce. But it's mine. And it feels like the end of everything. My lawyer says it'll go fast. But what's fast compared to this wait? Continental drift? To those who supported me. Thank you. If I could, I'd clean your bathrooms and vacuum your cars. Right now, I just want cartoon amnesia. An anvil to the head. Wake up in a life where this never happened. I know my tone's all over. I keep second-guessing everything. Did I do the right thing? Or just move from a warm cesspool to a cold wasteland? Either way. I have these scars now. Left by the one I trusted most. And now I'm expected to walk it off. To man up. Because emotions are weak. But all I really want right now is my mom. Rachel wrote me an email. Apparently she's a victim too now. A lot of you were wondering about Lindsay's husband. He texted back, shit, and then, thanks, man. Not sure what to make of that. I gave him the truth, what he does with it is on him. To the, this is all fake, crowd. Cool. Block me. Go play Reddit Batman somewhere else. Rachel's mom texted from Rachel's phone. Wanted me to unblock her. Ignored it. A few hours later, she asked again. Promised not to mention Rachel. Said she just wanted to talk. So I unblocked her number. Told her I was alive. No plans to change that. But I needed time. Told her I'd reach out when I was ready. And no talk of Rachel when I do. Rachel sent a weak, sorry you're hurt, text. Not exactly soothing. From the texts and the fact her mom was texting me, I gather she's back at her parents' place now. Hours of silence. Then a text from her. Check your email. Spam folder. There it was. As before, I've scrambled her writing a bit. Not because she's illiterate. She has autocorrect like the rest of us. But I'm not letting her Google her way to this post. I'm adding commentary too. This is therapy. Let's begin. Email from Rachel, with my commentary. My name. I can't believe this is happening. That it's just, over. That you can just shut me out like I meant nothing. It's killing me. Welcome to the pain train, Rachel. Population, me, for the past few months. I don't even know where to start. My head's a mess. I know I don't deserve a reply. Just please read this. Don't delete it. I just need you to hear me. Yeah, sure. My inbox is open. But my heart's long gone. I told my dad and my sister's husband everything. They called me stupid. They're not wrong. Told them I never loved Derek. Only you. They laughed. Said it didn't matter. They're the first to get something right in this whole mess. I know you're done. I know I don't get to ask anything. But don't I at least deserve to explain? To say sorry? To tell you I never stopped loving you? Aha. You loved me so much you had a side piece for nearly a year. Yes, I betrayed you. But it wasn't because I didn't love you. It's wild how people define love these days. It wasn't what you think. It wasn't about love. Or even sex. I was pressured. Felt obligated. Right. You were pressured into hotel rooms and lingerie. Makes total sense. He didn't just walk into my life. He inserted himself. Helped me with my business. With vendors, contracts, my lease. He got me meetings I could never get alone. I convinced myself he just wanted to help. So in exchange for business favors, you gave him marriage-ending access. That's mentorship now. That's where the email left off. And that's where I left her on read. I'll give her credit. She's trying. But trying doesn't erase what happened. Intentions don't rewrite the past. My buddies insisted on taking me out. I told them I wasn't drinking. They told me they absolutely were. Fair enough. The crew was made up of Jake, my high school friend who knew both me and Rachel. He's married and was floored when he found out what she did. Chris is a guy I met at a wedding Rachel worked early in her career. We hit it off back then, and over time we started doing couples nights with his wife. He and I stayed in touch, especially through our third guy, Nick, the token single friend. Well, I guess I'm single now, too. Nick's our D&D dungeon master and a source of vicarious freedom. We hit a nice steakhouse first. Real food was a change from protein shakes, but the pit in my stomach made chewing hard. Eat your steak, you pussy, one of them joked, and I managed to finish it like a grown-up. Over dinner, I gave them the rundown, well, the sanitized version. They were supportive and furious on my behalf. Chris said he'd heard Rachel was really struggling. I cut him off. I told them I didn't want to talk about her. I'd had enough. After dinner, we hit a country dive bar, sticky floors, lukewarm beer, the whole aesthetic. It was the kind of place where your shoes cling to the ground like the bar itself doesn't want you to leave. Classic. They started downing bourbon shots and beers while I stuck to bitters and soda, thanks to my dad's advice. Real men drink bitters and soda, he said. Mocktails and diet soda are for wimps. The bartender laughed and called me grandpa. Still, it was oddly refreshing. Being the sober guy in a group of escalating drunks is like watching your friends slowly morph into toddlers with car keys. They were getting louder, more animated, and angrier about what Rachel did. They wanted to call her. I told them no. I explained that silence was the best response. No contact. No drama. Let her sit in the wreckage she caused. They nodded. Eventually. Jake called the female bartender, bro. Chris was shoveling down steak nachos, after a steak dinner. He and his wife are pesci-vegetarians, so I technically aided dietary infidelity. I told him to confess to his wife before she figured it out from the aftermath in the bathroom. Which, spoiler alert, came fast and furious. We talked politics, football, their relationships, anything but mine. I wasn't ready to dissect my life yet. Not for real. In case you're wondering, I have no idea if there were attractive women there. I wasn't looking. I felt like a burn victim in a crowd, like everyone could see my pain even if I was smiling. I didn't want pity. I just wanted to forget. Once the bar closed, I herded them all into Jake's minivan. At one point, I had to stop Nick from trying to buy a homeless man's dog. No one needed that drama, least of all Jake's wife if the dog had peed in the car. Chris looked like death. I stole a trash bag from the bar's bathroom for when, not if, he hurled. I drove them all home. Told them to pick up their cars tomorrow. Walked Nick into his place and, realizing what was inevitable, guided him directly to his toilet. Chris's pregnant wife opened the door when we got there. I handed him off and said, "Your turn to clean up the vomit." She tried to talk to me about Rachel. I shut it down. Kindly but firmly. I don't get why her friends are all so invested in us reconciling. Maybe they don't know everything. Maybe they don't want to. That night was strange. I appreciated the distraction. I needed it. But walking back to my place, I still felt hollow. Like the world kept spinning and I'd just been flung off the ride. But for a few hours, I wasn't alone. And that counts for something. I drove Jake's minivan back to his house. He could barely stand, so I helped him into his master bathroom where he promptly sacrificed his expensive steak dinner to the porcelain gods. I didn't pay for it, so I guess that was one small victory. Jake's wife gave me a big hug when I got in. She asked how I was holding up. I told her I was doing as well as I could expect. She said I should focus on my new beginning, which is basically the top 3 things I've been hearing lately. I paid for a ride back to the bar, made sure everyone's cars were locked, and then I drove to the hotel where I'm staying for now. Sunday night, we all got together at Nick's place and played D&D and Codenames. No one drank. I actually had a pretty good time, which was nice for a change. Monday came, and I went back to work. By that, I mean I took my laptops to the library or a coffee shop since I don't have any in-person meetings scheduled. I'm just laying low, trying to adjust to a new routine. Next week, or maybe the one after, I'll be helping out at my dad's friend's Airbnb remodel. That's where I'll be living for the foreseeable future. Right now, I'm waiting on the credit card statements, and from what I know, Rachel hasn't gotten a lawyer yet. Part of me is hoping for a default judgment at this point. My lawyer told me that Derek's wife had reached out to her. No details beyond that. Nothing from Lindsay or her husband. They're Rachel's friends, not mine. I did him a favor, but whatever happens next, that's on him. To answer a bunch of questions, the only overnights Rachel had during her affair were when she visited her parents, 3 times. I confirmed it with them every time. I wasn't paranoid, I just liked talking to my mother-in-law, so it worked out as an excuse. The 3rd time, Rachel got sick, and her mom took care of her. I called every day, so I'm pretty sure she didn't stay with Derek. The closest she came to an overnight with him was during New Year's Eve. I guess her mom could have helped her cover it up, but she's very religious, and I don't think she'd do that. Not gonna lie, it would hurt if she had, though. As for Rachel, I have no clue what's going on. I haven't heard anything. Chris mentioned that his wife said Rachel's struggling, but that's it. I hope she gets the help she needs if it's bad. I checked the cameras at the house. Looks like Rachel has moved out. I'm guessing she's staying with her parents, which is a hell of a commute. So, she's probably taking time off work too. I told myself it was just one time, that if I gave in once, it would be enough. That he'd stop pushing. But it wasn't enough. I didn't know how to get out of it. I kept saying no, but he always made me feel like I was being ungrateful, like after everything he'd done for me, I was being selfish for not giving him what he wanted. I hate myself for not shutting it down sooner. For being so damn stupid. For letting it go on. I tried to stop it, but every time I pulled away, he'd remind me of everything he'd done for me. How I wouldn't be where I was without him. How I'd ruin everything if I cut him off. So I kept making excuses. I told myself I could handle it. And then Christmas happened. New Year's Eve happened. That's when I knew he wouldn't stop. That's when I knew I had to end it. I did end it. But by then, everything was already messed up. I knew I had to tell you. I wanted to tell you. I knew the second I did, you'd never look at me the same way again. That it would be ruined. And I couldn't handle that. I know you at least suspected, ever since you accused me at NYE. I just put my head down and hoped it would all go away. So I kept putting it off, thinking I'd find the right time. But there was never a right time. And now, I've lost you anyway. I can't stop thinking about Charleston. Do you remember? That little bed and breakfast where you hated the coffee, and we spent half an hour at a gas station just so you could get a normal cup. And we sat by the water, eating shrimp, laughing at the seagulls trying to steal our food. You were acting all knightly, protecting my food in that funny British accent. That was one of the best weekends. Yeah, I loved that weekend. Remember when you didn't fuck other guys? That was a good time too. I don't expect anything. I don't expect you to take me back. But I can't believe you'd just walk away without even talking to me. After everything, don't I deserve that much? I'll sign whatever you want. I'll give you whatever you want. But please, don't just disappear. Don't pretend like I never mattered. Because I know I did. She'll sign. This feels like a trap. I love you so much. I always have. And I'm terrified I'll never get the chance to tell you that in person again. I loved you too. But I need you to get out of my life for both our sakes. Please. Rachel.